Whoopi Goldberg is one of Donald Trump's most vocal critics, often lambasting the 79-year-old for his controversial policies and brash behavior. Before he became President of the United States, Donald Trump was a reality TV star who made numerous appearances in films and television shows. Meanwhile, Whoopi has had a prolific career in the entertainment industry, earning EGOT status as an actress and moderator on the ABC roundtable talk show The View. While they may have a contentious relationship, the two have actually worked together several times before, with Trump making appearances in 3 films that Whoopi has acted in, including 2 films released in the same year. The A-list adversaries both appeared in minor roles in the 1994 family comedy film The Little Rascals, along with Reba McEntire, Daryl Hannah, and Mel Brooks. In 1996, Trump actually had cameos in 2 films that the 69-year-old actress starred in, The Associate and Eddie. In The Associate, Whoopi plays a Wall Street employee who transforms herself into a fictional white man to be taken more seriously at her job. Trump appeared as himself in a brief scene set in a restaurant where he and Whoopi's character Laurel Ayres cross paths as he impatiently waits for a table. Eddie is a sports comedy film in which Whoopi's character, Knicks superfan Edwina Eddie Franklin, becomes the team's head coach after winning a free throw shooting contest. Trump is featured as himself in a man-on-the-street interview in which he brags, "Actually, hiring Eddie was my idea from the beginning." In The Little Rascals, Whoopi plays Buckwheat's mom and Trump plays Waldo's dad. Beyond their on-screen appearances together, Trump has also hired Whoopi to perform stand-up comedy at his casinos multiple times. Last year, he claimed, "I'm not particularly shy about what I hear. But her mouth was so foul. She was so filthy, dirty. Disgusting. Half the place left. I said I'd never hire her again." Trump was a pop culture figure in the 80s and 90s as a real estate tycoon who owned and operated several high-profile properties in New York City, like the iconic Plaza Hotel. In fact, as a condition for allowing filming at the Plaza, Trump demanded that he be written into the project, which is why he is featured in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Actor-director Matt Damon confirmed the clause in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter from 2017. The deal was that if you wanted to shoot in one of his buildings, you had to write him in a part, he revealed. "You waste a little time so that you can get the permit, and then you can cut the scene out," he added. I guess in Home Alone 2 they left it in. Despite his many on-screen appearances, Trump had a reputation for being difficult to work with on set. Penelope Spheris, director of The Little Rascals, remembered him making a grand entrance for filming. "Usually, when people come onto the set, they're very tippy-toe, don't want to disturb anything," the director remembers. "Here's how Donald Trump came onto my set. It was a sea of crew members, standing around the camera, and all of the sudden the sea parted and a limo pulled through them, carefully managing not to hit anybody, and pulled up right next to where the camera was placed." The Little Rascals director continued, "He stepped out of the car and waved to everybody in the grandstand, like the Rose Queen would do. I thought, how audacious of this person. And then Marla got out after him. They acted like the King and Queen of England. I was like, can we get this limo out of the way, please? I'm shooting." Eddie featured cameos from several notable New Yorkers at the time, including David Letterman, Rudy Giuliani, and Ed Koch, along with Trump. The film's executive producer Ron Bosman remembers that Trump's short cameo took about 10 minutes to film. While it was just one line, he recalls that Trump did not take direction well. He was quite, let's say, aloof about it, the Oscar-winning producer recalled. I suggested a slight shading of delivery. He looked at me like I was a total idiot. He looked at me like, nobody tells me what to say. He was arrogant about taking any direction. While Whoopi Goldberg and Donald Trump may have an antagonistic relationship now, but they have worked together many times in the past.